We've got some fast guys in here. Right, rain. Now then, here we are for another league race and also a brand new season in WOR. This is season 2 on F1 22 and we're driving in the Ferrari.
Checks complete. Everyone be aware, we've got a car leaving the garage.
Now for this one, as you can see, we have rain arriving pretty much straight away, so we are all going out on track at the exact same time.
Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now.
Oh, what's going to rain? It's about to rain in here, and it's raining. Okay. No, it's not yet. It's about to though.
Dry definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Oh,
Are you okay? That was a nasty hit. Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
Don't read chat and drive. Oh my god. And that was qualifying over. Straight away. Little note for future races. Don't read chat and drive, or at least not in certain situations. But yeah, either way, we're starting this race from last. What a way to kick off the new season in the Ferrari without even setting a lap time. So this should be a lot of fun. And yeah, hopefully we can make up for it in the race. So let's get into it and let's try and get our season back on track. Now would be a great time for the race pace merge and to return, absolutely. And yeah, hopefully our race pace is good, better than our one lap pace, because we're going to absolutely need it. I've got no idea what fuel to take. Now for this one, I'm a little bit in the unknown, so you can hear me say I don't know what fuel to take. I'm going to go a little bit lower, pretty much on like the, let's say almost even, so lap to fuel ratio. But here we go then. A new season starts and we're going to get underway. The car behind actually got a penalty for the crash, by the way, so I'm going to let him go past straight away as an apology. Okay, that's Joao gone. We can now race. And yeah, the game for some reason gave Joao, the car ahead of me, the penalty for that crash, which is insane. But anyway, underway for the race and we're getting stuck in here through turn 1. No real progress just yet. However, they've got cars off on the left and we gain a position, another car there getting spun in Zelinkovic in the Haas, and we also get past Joao. So 3 places up already, making a pretty decent start here, avoiding the carnage on the opening lap here in COTA, as we kind of make our way out the S section and into now sector 2. If I avoid getting a penalty this race, that would be a miracle. And yeah, you can even say that if I avoid getting a penalty, that would be pretty good, because I'm struggling here to keep things clean in terms of track limit warnings. Anyway, here we are through the hairpin to try and look around the outside of a Harlan Marquez, but no way through just yet. We'll use a bit of battery to see if we can have a little look, but at this point everyone is just draining the ERS, so there's no real point just, you know, draining for no reason. I'll try to have a little bit of a look, but everyone actually behaving relatively well, actually also not driving that slow, which is another big thing on the first lap. And yeah, everyone doing a pretty good job so far in terms of overall pace. Heading through this now little complex kind of double rights, double lefts. Harlan has to get out of it and takes evasive action. That gives us the invitation. I thought I was past there. Harlan was alongside me, but the arrow went white, so I thought he was further back than that. But the arrow wasn't giving me the most accurate information. I thought I was ahead, but he was still there, so apologies to Harlan for that one. I had a bit of a look there at Balash Palmer through the long right, but wasn't quite able to get through. Checking up on the brakes now, as everyone now starting to slow up a little bit. But still, first lap done, not bad. Not a bad start. 4 places gained, and could have been 5 if I'd have got Balash there right at the end of the lap. But anyway, on to lap 2, taking a nice wide line into turn 1 to try and get the exit. Didn't really account for much though, as I didn't really gain much, and now we've got the 2 cars heading side by side into the S section. This could always, I don't know what, end badly, and Balash has to cut part of the S section through there versus the Merc. Sabrino ain't gonna let you go past that easily. And yeah, Sabrino is a tough customer, so he's not gonna let you by that easily. As we get a good run through here, and I'm gonna try and have a look here. We're using a bit of the battery as we race down to the hairpin. I'm gonna try and stick my nose in on the brakes into the hairpin, 4th gear, easy, leaving some space on the exit, of course, at all times. And you can see now Ballas using a big chunk of battery there, and also seemingly has some pretty good straight line speed. I'm going to now counter with some battery of my own. Are we going to go for the send up the inside? Got to be careful here to not T-bone the car ahead and outbrake ourselves as we take it very cautiously through there. Slight bit of contact as we still go side by side, and now into the slow section, trying to swing one around the outside here, but just not quite able to find the grip. We're going to go back and dip underneath, but just trying to make it work isn't really working out for us here. A little bit shy through there, and yeah, well, having a moment for good measure as we actually now get under pressure from Joao Piana, who is looking for the move, or Joao Plana, sorry, should I say, as he tries to benefit from our mistake. Luckily, we stay in front. But yeah, a bit of a shame there. Wasted a big chunk of battery to not get the move done on the Haas as we now get the RS. And yeah, we're going to hopefully see if we can make some more progress as the race will probably start to calm down a little bit. Got a bit of a move behind. Harlan Mark is going for the move on Joao. That's going to cost them both a little bit of time. We're currently out of the RS range, so important here to try and close back in through this first sector and get within a second before the detection line. So full steam ahead through here, trying to give it maximum commitment, trying to make up that lap time and trying to make up that deficit. And to be fair, we're not really making much inroads. We get a warning as well, which isn't going to help, but we do find that time, and we did manage to just get within range there with that corner cut. So in a way, it was a sacrifice worth taking. Anyway, lap 7, and Mark Schluter has retired, my teammate on the left. That is going to trigger a safety car, I think. Yes, it has.
Okay, there's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are so far no plans for a safety car.
Interesting. And mediums go to the end. And this was the big question and the big debate. You know, do we go mediums to the end, or do we just two-stop and go medium? That's the whole point here, you know, of these strategy options. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But now we're just going to go for medium tyre and just see how it goes on lap-by-lap basis. I don't play this game enough. I keep getting my ERS and pit limiter button mixed up. And yeah, I have a bit of a trouble there with the pit limiter and the ERS buttons, as you can see there, by accident. Mix them up. No one's really pit, to be fair, so at least I'm on a different strategy now.
Okay, one stop to go. Just one stop left in this strategy.
And yeah, I'm literally second on track behind Courtney the Backer in terms of those who have stopped. So if this strategy works out, whether it's a 1 or a 2, we're in a pretty decent position as more cars pit. So people going for fresher tyres, maybe trying to go to the end. So stretching it out by one more lap. That's my thinking there. Either they wanted to avoid the stack, or I think they're going to try and go to the end, so they wanted to try and stretch it as many laps as possible. So yeah, either way, more cars in for whatever reason. Behind us, Harlem is on the soft tyre, which we'll have to watch out for as he could be pretty quick. And yeah, we're going to get ready for the restart. Now, everyone ahead of us, I believe, is on hard tyres, so essentially we're relying on the backer here to carve his way through and cut a gap in the traffic, and we'll just kind of follow him through, really. That's kind of the ideal scenario here. He's also got a penalty, so we'll finish ahead of him, whatever happens in this race. But yeah, back underway then, and we're going to get straight to it and see if we can make these tyres work. So, green flag.
The track is clear, green flag.
We're going to see what happens. So straight away, the back are getting stuck in and going for the move on Sabrino into turn 1, and also going for Bogdan Moldovan as he goes for the 2-for-1. Doesn't quite get the Alfa Romeo though, as Bogdan gets the exit, but still a place gain for the Aston as he gets past the Merc. We're just going to see if we can try and follow through here and also get the elbows out a little bit and get a bit aggressive. You can see Sabrino struggling with his lines and grip, and he's going to lose the back end, and that's going to be an easy place gain for us as we take evasive action there with the Mercedes and move into P13. So up 7 places this race with a pit stop. It's been a pretty decent start to this race so far, and the race pace actually doesn't seem too bad. So encouraging signs early on here and making a decent recovery up until this point. Now Harlem is pressuring. He's got our soft tyre working, and we're going to have to watch out for that. Even though we've got an edge on the cars ahead, we've got to watch out behind. Now, I'm relatively confident I can keep Harlem behind if I can clear some of these hard runners and kind of put them between us, you know, and kind of essentially never allow Harlem to get a clear run at me at any point. That's kind of the objective here. So the backer going for the move on Bogdan Moldovan, and to be fair, Moldovan holds on pretty well through there and gives the back of the squeeze. We're going to use that bit of contact to just squeeze through the gap and make a move here. Can we make it work though? We're going to be on the outside into the penultimate corner. We're going to go the full way around. We just keep it within track limits, and that is a beautiful move. Still on the inside there, so we've got to leave a bit of room, but we're going to get it done as we now nail it on the traction and get the power down, and we're going to use the horsepower and we're going to get the job done. So P12 now, as we put a car between us and Harlan, which is very important, like I said before. Now then, chasing down the backup, he's also putting pressure on PSR Nick in the Red Bull. And we're going to see again if we can follow through as we get another warning, which isn't good. So I'll go over that. And I think we're now on 2 warnings, so we're going to have to watch out for the rest of this race, which is a bloody long way to go around here, but we'll see what we can do. Anyway, the backer through on Nick. I tried to have a look here, but I realised the Red Bull had pretty good straight line speed, so I was never really going to get a chance to get by. So yeah, we just kind of took our time with this one and waited for a better opportunity, which happened to be out the final corner onto the pit straight. We started to drain the back. I could see Nick wasn't going to challenge too hard. He did try to defend a little bit, but we've got the grip advantage, so we force him defensive, and that gives us the opportunity now to just swing it right the outside. Bit of oversteer as we bottom out on the curb, but we're now going to get the traction down, and it's going to be a battle of who blinks first. A little bit of contact there, was a bit of lag or desync went on there, and I think Nick actually got involved in a bit of an incident. Either way, he's disconnected, so something went wrong there at the time. Not sure exactly what, but we've gone through. And we're now just 1 place away from the points, so it's not looking bad at this stage. It really isn't. And even if we stop and kind of match up, you know, with everyone else in terms of strategy, we're on the cusp of points. I mean, if you look at these two ahead, they both got penalties. So right now we're looking, as we almost run into the back of Kevin there, who brake checked. We're looking at P9 right now, just by clearing these 2 cars with penalties. So it's looking very, very good at this stage, as we're going to now get to see some pit stops from those who started on the hard tyre, and that's going to create some more movement. So lap 14, pretty much at the halfway stage, and the backer gets loose, so that's another place for us, and we're now into some clean air. There's also a bunch more cars I believe are going to pit, and that's going to release us into some clean air. So at this point, it got me thinking, do we pit? Right now we'd be looking at probably P9 in terms of net position on track, or do we go one further and attempt to go to the end? And this was the debate I was kind of having with myself, and you know, kind of juggling up in my head at the time. I will go long though, hoping for a safety car or a virtual safety car. That's mad, by the way, fast lap without DRS. I'll use up the rest of the battery to try and drop Zelenkovic. The last of first challenge. Completed it, mate. All done. Where's my prize? Now, the car at this point actually felt fine, but the tyre wear was starting to add up. And it was a bit of a trip into the unknown. We have dropped Zelenkovic and Joao Piana behind, which is good. Stop the count. They could maybe make it, you know. I'll check back again in like another 5 laps. Not too sure I'm going to make it now looking at that. And literally in the space of laps, my opinion started to change, and I wasn't feeling so confident anymore at this point that I was going to make it. It was looking very, very marginal in terms of tyre wear and pace. If everyone goes to the end and they try to stay out, it might help buy me some time, as we just have to overtake and get through. Now at this point, Zelenkovic and Joao and Felipe were actually catching up to me. Their pace was picking up, and I was starting to really struggle on pace for some reason. I just didn't really have an answer. Where's this pace increase coming from the cars behind all of a sudden? Also, the leaders were, you know, every lap catching like a second a lap, and they were chopping down the advantage, but they have to go through those 3 cars behind me to catch me first, which could ultimately cost them some valuable time. What do you reckon? Shall I pick this up for softs? The leaders are going to have to start overtaking the slow traffic, so this might be a good lap to pit. I don't know. Stay out. I'm getting caught. I ain't got an answer to this guy's pace. And it just was getting pretty tense at this point. Lap 26 now. 3 laps to go. Less than 3 laps to go. And the faster cars have cleared the traffic. And Cameron's the first one up. 2.5 laps into the unknown. Tyre wear now, we're also in puncture territory. 75% or above. So this is it now. This is crucial. P4's on the table. as you can hear me say, P5, P4 is on the table. If you look at the gap to Zelenkovic in P5, it's a decent 3-second gap, and he's got a penalty, so it's not looking too shabby right now for a top 5 finish if we can just hold it together and also have a bit of luck and hopefully not have a puncture. But yeah, Cameron Dowds in the Alpine has got big pace, and also Daniel Kiedzen just behind looking for the 2-for-1 here, so we're going to have to be careful to not get caught up in their scrap. Realistically, I can't really fight this. I've got no battery, I've got no rear tyres. It's just about trying to maximise the points and getting to the end and hoping for a miracle. So Cameron goes through, Daniel also follows, as I completely butcher his name, but they're going to keep battling away, and this is interesting. This could well crash. They're getting pretty close, and they're exchanging paint a little bit and some tyre rubber, but they're going to get through cleanly as Daniel hits the front. We've now got Yannick Schmidt behind, and he's looking now for the move. Leroy Brown also getting past the slower traffic, and he's going to be the one up after that as we head on to the final 2 laps of this race. So this is going to be like a corner by corner thing, a lap by lap basis. It's going to be so tense. Yannick is going to get past. You can see behind we've got a pretty healthy gap to JST, who is making his way through on fresher tyres, but he's got a penalty. So I think we're looking at a P5 here if we can hold on to this. A lap and a half to go now. Leroy Brown closing in. I'm not going to really put up a fight. He goes for a bit of a half and half lunge, which I kind of have to just get out of the way because, I do respect Leroy. He's a very clean driver. I get some steps on him as well, so I'm going to let him go, and I'm not going to fight him. But you can see behind, we've got a couple of cars on fresh rubber with penalties, so this could actually work out for us. We've now got to try and defend if we can, because we've got to try and finish within the penalty window of Jay and also Lukomsky behind. So as you can see, I'm just trying to make my car as wide as possible. Jay goes to move there. I don't really have an answer. I've just got no grip left on these tyres at this stage. Just to finish ahead of Harvey. And yeah, right now we're looking to probably finish ahead of Harvey Cohen if possible. He doesn't have a penalty right now. We're going to get DRS as Lukomsky goes for the send into turn 1. This is bad news because this is going to cost us a lot of time for Jay in the Williams. You can see I'm trying to fight, I'm trying to hold on. Into the S section though, I just have to back off. I don't have the grip or the confidence, and I've got to think about the big picture here. Tyres are still holding on, and we're looking okay right now for P6. Oh, fuck. So close. Never mind. Oh, unfortunately we lost it. The tyres went and we limped home in P14. What a shame. We went for it. I went all out. I probably would have finished like P9, P8 had I pit. So yeah, I would have dropped behind the train, but I would have caught up very easily because I would have been so much quicker in the corners. I think there was a couple of options, and looking at these results, I think the sensible option would have been probably just going for the double medium stint. So pitting around lap 16 for another set of mediums, maybe 17, getting that tyre advantage in terms of wear, and then being strong throughout the entirety of the last stint, and probably looking at those penalties, probably get maybe even a top 6 finish. Another option would have been pitting around lap 24, when I said I may have pit for a set of softs, and I could have just charged back through and probably would have been so much quicker than everybody else on those tyres. But yeah, I'm not mad about it. Listen, it's the first race. I thought I'd take a gamble. I could smell it, and I thought I could make it. And to be fair, I almost made it work. But yeah, good fun, good challenge. I enjoyed it, and yeah, shame we didn't get anything out of it in the end. But still, we started last. You've got to remember that. That was kind of the challenge here. I could smell it last to first, with a bit of strategy magic. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more. And yeah guys, that is going to be it from me here today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, a massive plug for the members who support the channel. As always, check out the 2 videos on screen, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and it's goodbye from me.